Jordan alluded to the fact that we have got a very, very healthy and strong women's league, both in the south and the north of the state. I'd like to call on the captains or the club representatives from the Women's Southern Premier League to come up to the stage and just answer a few questions. I promise I won't bite. We welcome them to the stage, ladies and gentlemen. As we've spoken about, it seems that the Women's League in the south of the state is producing a lot of fine talent. We've had Jessie Williams represent Tasmania as part of the Australian junior team. And it seems to be that we continue to produce stellar talent, both through the NTC and the other local clubs. Ellie, I guess I'd start off with you as a university. How are you preparing for the season, and are you looking forward to round one this weekend?
Yeah, we've just been preparing some training. We've been getting good turn-ups. The girls are just really keen to get stuck into it and improve game by game, just make improvements in all areas of the game, I guess.
Fantastic, and Bliss from Olympia, you had a great win on the weekend, a big win. How do you see the women's game progressing this year and into the future in Tasmania?
I think it's looking really good this year. I mean, lots of teams have come up, stepped up from Div 1 and reserves, and we're seeing more and more younger girls come up, which is fantastic because that's what it's all about. So I think it will continue to get bigger.
Sibylla, as Taruna representative and I think co-captain, is that correct?
I don't know, actually.
Oh, well, I've just announced it. You're co-captain, so I guess you had some great success last year, the winners of the state final. How's the team preparing for this year, given that you've perhaps got some pressure on you from the state final and the fact that you've got a trophy to defend?
Yeah, really good actually. We've got lots of younger players, like we said, and a new coach as well, which will be really exciting. So yeah, just looking forward to hopefully to maintain that, because all the teams are stepping up as well. So yeah, just trying our hardest.
Sophie, you're from the Nelson Eastern Suburbs. You've got a men's team as well. How are you preparing for the season moving forward?
Yeah, we've got a really good group of girls together this year and a new coach in Pedro, so we're training really hard, and a lot of the young girls are stepping up, so we're looking forward to getting stuck into it.
Molly, we've heard tonight, Molly from Tilford Zebras, ladies and gentlemen, we've heard tonight that the game is big with the youth of Tasmania. It's certainly a growing game for females in the sport. Is that something that Tilford Zebras actively encourages in terms of juniors coming through the ranks?
Definitely, we've got a really young team this year that's very strong, lots of fitness, and I think that we support that well.
Fantastic to hear. And last but not least, Tiana.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's not on my list, I'm sorry. Tiana, Newtown Eagles, obviously you've got a very strong men's team as well. How do you deal with playing on the hard cricket pitch out at Clare Street? And is there a female version of the Clare Street Elite?
No, I'm not really sure.
But you're looking forward to a strong season?
Yeah, a few young girls, different coach.
Fantastic to hear. Well, ladies and gentlemen, please a round of applause for the men to come up onto the stage to be, I guess, held to ransom by me. You're closest to me, so we're going to start with you. Will, ladies and gentlemen from the Olympia FC Warriors, Will obviously last year moved to a new ground. The artificial pitch was well used in the Summer Cup final, and I'm sure George will, sorry, not the Summer Cup final, the Summer Cup in length. I'm sure George will take delight in the fact that FFT is now perhaps moving towards an artificial pitch as well, and perhaps some of the knockers might move on to FFT. But for now, how do you go about turning that into a fortress and making sure that people can't steal points from you there?
I suppose that is a very good question. Definitely getting the support from the community. I mean, George has done a wonderful job, including those grandstands that we just put out to try and incorporate more of the community in and get more support around the club. But yeah, definitely I like how the club is heading and the fact that we're all such a nicely bonded team in seniors.
Certainly got some passionate supporters over there on the Eastern Shore. I'll move just quickly, I'll skip you, Aaron, to Marcello. Marcello, I hope the celebrations weren't too long on Saturday night. Fantastic win by your boys to perhaps signal a changing of the guard You've got a strong squad down there this year. What are the hopes and aspirations of the team?
We do have a strong squad, and that was obvious on Monday when we beat Burnie at home, so it was a good win for the club as well. Had a good run in the Summer Cup, which was a bit of a bonus for us. So we'll take that belief in the week and win games and beat most of the teams in the competition and cement ourselves in the top 4 this year.
Fantastic. Hugh Ludford standing to your left, I'm sure, is one of those that will perhaps be trying to stop you from climbing that ladder. Hugh, you've had a long run of dominance in the Southern Premier League and I guess across the state in the last couple of years. You've lost some experience and perhaps now being challenged by other teams. How do you go about dealing with a team perhaps with youngsters that aren't used to losing?
I think, everyone knows we've lost quite a few of our older players and more experienced players, but we've still got a core of 4 or 5 which have been there for a couple of years and they know how to win the vital games. I think we've also got a very good crop of youngsters coming through, like your Hugo Bladels, your Dewey Pottsmans. Andy Brennan, he set the league on fire last year, and it's no reason we can't do it again this year. And I think if we can hold our consistency together across the season, which is what the season's all about, I reckon we can come away with another title, hopefully anyway.
Andrew, Tilford Zebras were named today in the Mercury, I believe, by a certain reporter as perhaps title favourites. I won't mention his name, but how do you deal with that pressure? How do you deal with that pressure moving into the season? Certainly coming off a loss on Saturday against Marcello's team.
Personally, I didn't see that, so pressure is nil for me.
Yeah.
As a club, we've had that hanging over our head for some time, whether it be as challenges to South or those sort of things. For us, we just take it week by week. As I said, you guys this morning, we don't want to go into games and be over-analysing those and thinking about games down the track. So week by week, internally, no pressure whatsoever. Just go out there and perform as best as we can. Yeah.
We might see a headline tomorrow, Andrew Jalega does not read the Mercury. I'll move on to Matt. Matt from Lewis from Clarence. Matt, you've lost a long-time coach in Andrew Brown, a bit of a colourful character from the game. You've got Ronnie Bolton out there this year, perhaps lost a few vital imports from last year. How do you think the team's going to progress this year, and what's the aim?
Internally, we're very confident this year. Probably outside expectations are that we might slip, but we're very, very keen to get going this Saturday, show what we've got. Saturday's going to be a big game for us. We want to start off the season very well. We're notoriously slow starters, so it's definitely important this year to get off to a great start and cement ourselves as title contenders.
How important, just to follow that up quickly, how important is the Eastern Shore rivalry now? It's certainly adding some spice to the game, I think, on the Eastern Shore. Is that something that the team looks to get up for against Olympia?
Yeah, I think when I looked at the roster the first time, that's the first game I looked at, was the home game against Olympia. It's great to have another club on the Eastern Shore to fuel the rivalry. I think we'll get huge crowds to those games, which is only good for the sport.
Fantastic. Will Roberts from Glenorchy Knights. Obviously, the club's got a long, colourful history. It certainly had a strong period of dominance early in the 2000s. You've got Chris Hay out there this year. How's he been going out training, and how's the team faring?
Yeah, pretty good. Chris has had a good start to the season. He organised a lot of practice matches early on. I think we've had about 16 practice matches before the start of the season. He's brought a lot of new faces along, which is good. And I think he's got us all working as a unit now throughout the Steve Hudson and Summer Cup. And it's looking good for Friday night, I think.
It's fantastic to hear. And Aaron Hindmarsh, sorry to leave you last, but we've got University, newly promoted club. Summer Cup perhaps didn't fare quite as well, but Uni's back now, pardon the pun, and perhaps got some more players coming in for the season proper starting round 1?
Absolutely. I don't like to say that I don't think the Summer Cup will be representative of our year. We've got a couple of new players coming up from University itself and a lot of guys coming back from injury, so hopefully it will be better than anticipated and pick up a few points wherever we can.
Fantastic. Right, ladies and gentlemen, if you could welcome me in. was short and sweet, but that's the way we like to do it now. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank you for attending the Forestry Tasmania Southern Premier League season launch for 2012. I'm very excited about what the season holds. I think Julius would join me in saying that as well, and hoping to see each and every one of you out on the ground, hoping that you bring your families, your friends along to enjoy the season, both the men's and the women's. Thank you all for attending again, certainly for our special guests, and invite you all to stay around for a drink and to mingle, and look forward to seeing you out on the grounds over the course of the year. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks very much, and have a great night.